What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday, and it's been a good Thursday. Eric, the Blazers are coming off their second straight win and try to move to 500 at home against the Grizzlies tomorrow. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hang out for too long. You got about 10 minutes, so real quick, how's your day going?
Oh, not too bad. Just got off work, made it home in time for the stream, but have something I got to do here in a few minutes.
Yeah, I've been very busy as well, man, so it's a blur right now for me. Seems like it's probably a blur for you. So let's just quickly, like a blur, right? Quickly go into picks against the spread. We got a standing sheet, okay? It's very bare bones, but let me mute the back. Apparently, there's background music on this scene. I don't know what it was. I haven't used this scene in quite a while. But here's the standings. I will add a background, make this look a little bit better. But we got everything that we had last year. But we've added skew, which is like whether people prefer favorites or underdogs. 503 is the only one who's picked more underdogs. I meant to say 55% underdog for 503, not 45%. But yeah, some people are even. Eric, you're in the lead, and you've picked favorites 70% of the time. You're 8-6 on favorites and 4-2 on underdogs. That doesn't count in double downs. So maybe we should make it count in double downs if that's possible. Aeromancer's been on the sheet for us. He has an automated sheet that keeps track of everything, which is pretty cool. That's why we're able to do stuff like this. So we'll be able to keep track of how we do on picking favorites and picking underdogs. And let's just jump straight into game number one. These picks are brought to you by BetUS. Also, our webcams are missing for whatever reason. Let me plug those in. Eric, while I do that, still not showing up. I don't know why our webcams aren't showing up. Maybe we just have to do this without webcams. That's very strange. Yours is good, but mine is not. Anyway, Eric, we got Raptors Sixers. Sixers at home as a 7.5 point favorite.
All right, for the Raptors, they're without Precious Achiuwa, Christian Coloco, and Otto Porter Jr. The 76ers are without Nicholas Batum. And, of course, P.J. Tucker, James Harden traded the other day. Not that they were playing at all, but, well, Tucker was. It looks like Maxey, Melton, Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid are going to start.
Alrighty, chat. There is your poll. I'm going to go with the Sixers. Raptors played last night, beat the Bucks, blew them out, actually. I think it's going to be a little bit of a second night letdown game.
I think the 76ers are going to win, but I'm going to take the points here and take the Raptors.
All right, Eric, taking the points. We got Sixers for Steven.
Raptors for Zach.
Raptors for Zach. For Crushables, we got the Raptors. For 503, we got Philly. Trevin, I know, sent his in.
Aeromancer 76ers.
Arrow 76ers, cool.
Jackson sent his in case he wasn't here as well.
Okay, I'm like loading up on Discord.
I'll find out for those two. I do not see picks for
Jackson.
I do not see picks for Trevin.
Trevin sent his in as well. Trevin is going with the Sixers, and then we just need Connor. In chat.
Connor Sixers.
And Chase, I don't think, is here, so we're going to have to make an adjustment here next stream. So chat is going with the 76ers as well. 63% of the vote. 503 Eric, Zach, Crush, Raptors. Everybody else Sixers. Game number 2. You got the Pelicans hosting the Detroit Pistons, and the Pelicans are 5-point home favorites.
All right. In this one, we have Pistons have Jalen Duren questionable. Let me see if that updated at all. Nope, still questionable. Alec Burks questionable. Bogdanovich, Monte Morris, Isaiah Livers all out. Pelicans have Ingram and Zion both out, along with Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy, and Najee Marshall.
Zion out is interesting.
Jordan Hawkins expected to start, along with Matt Ryan for the Pelicans.
Okay, I'm just going to go with the Pistons and not overthink this.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Pistons. Just take the points again.
Pelicans for Steven. Pistons for Connor. Pistons for Arrow.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, the football player, is playing for the...
Let's go. Good for him. Pistons for Trevin. Let's see, we had Pelicans for Jackson. If he's in here, he can change it. Just based on what he sent in. 503 went with the Pelicans, and it's his double down. And Crushables went with the Pistons. And it'll be his double down. Okay. So we need Zach. Chat is going with the Pelicans, 55% of the vote. And Zach... Whoops, that's the wrong one. What's Zach going with?
Zach is Pelicans.
All right. So you got to go here if you just want to send me your picks. And maybe read off injuries for this if you have a minute. We got Jazz, Magic 2-point road favorites.
Magic don't list anyone as injured. Utah has Walker Kessler probable.
That was pretty quick. Nice.
And in the last game, so you don't have to look it up, Spurs have no injuries. Beal out, Damian Lee out, and Devin Booker questionable.
Appreciate it. So we got Jazz, we got Magic. There's the chat poll. All right. I am a Orlando Magic believer, so I gotta keep believing.
I'm gonna pick the Jazz.
Okay. So I go Magic, you go Jazz. Jazz is probably the right pick, but I'm just gonna take an L. Jazz for Zach, Jazz for Connor. We got Magic for Crushables. Let's get it. Magic Gang. All right. Let's see. Pelicans for... Oh, wait, no, that was the last game. I was going to say Pelicans for Zach. Steven is going with Magic. We got 503 going with the Jazz. And we got Trevin. Or Jackson's going Magic. Trevin's going Magic. So we got Trevin Magic. We got Jackson Magic. And what's Arrow?
Arrowmancer's Magic.
Okay. All right, and chat is going Magic 52%. All right. What were you saying?
Have a great day, everyone. Sorry I have to go. I put my last pick and my double down in chat.
Cool.
Spurs are both my pick and double down.
Alrighty,
Oh,
appreciate it.
and then real quick, 76ers so far at 63% is the highest pending the last game. But that was higher than the... Oh, you can just do a poll because there's only...
Yeah, I'll do a poll.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks, Eric. See you, bro.
See you.
All right. Game number 4. We got the Suns hosting the Spurs. My webcam's still... Why don't I just... Hold on. It's on here. I don't know what's going on. It's on here. Can I just, like, copy, paste it? Will this work? Nope. Picks against the spread just hates my face. Okay, Suns hosting the Spurs. The Suns are 9.5 points favorites. Spurs, nobody on their injury report. Suns, Beal's out. Booker's questionable. As Eric just said. Chat, I will get you this poll. Then we'll plug in these picks. Phoenix is 9.5 point underdogs. There is your poll. We got, let's see. I'm going with the Suns. I feel like they just get revenge and blow out the Spurs after the way they lost the last game, which was a pretty tragic way to lose. Eric said Spurs, and he's doubling down on them. We got Trevin going Suns. We got Jackson going Spurs. Trevin, Sun, Jackson, Spurs. Trevin, Suns. Suns for Zach. Spurs for Aeromancer. So I just need Connor's pick in chat. We got Suns for 503, Spurs for Crushables, and Suns for Steven. 503 and Steven are Suns. Whoops, wrong team. Crushables is the Spurs. So now we just need Connor. Just need Connor. Still no Connor. Chat going Spurs, 58% of the vote. So it looks like... Who is chat's double down? Somebody remind me. Oh, no, I'll do a poll. That's right. And we're just waiting on Connor. Zach says we're all Suns. Tori not just crushing Steven. Okay, thanks for confusing me and making me think. Still waiting on Connor, though. Maybe I'll get Connor to give his pick after. I don't know what the hell happened to Connor. Where is Connor? Where is my webcam, too? I don't know. Sometimes things just glitch. Connor's glitching. My webcam's glitching. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and it is what it will be. All right, time for double downs. I don't know where Connor is. I know, I get the pun. I was confused at first. Okay, so, I have no confidence in any of my picks. At all. I'll double down on the Sixers, though. Don't feel good about it. Okay, so chat, I'll do your poll. Connor will get his pick in soon for the last game, hopefully. Double down. Somebody list who the double down options were for chat. Or I can just go through, actually. Never mind, I'll just go through. So we got Spurs plus 9.5. We got Sixers minus 9.5, so minus 7.5. Spurs plus 9.5. And we also got Pelicans at -5 and Magic at -2. There's your double down poll. All right. We got Pistons for Aeromancer. Connor went Spurs last game. We're probably going to have to replace Chase. Eric had this idea. Maybe we just have a guest each stream from chat. We just pick somebody out of chat, and we have a guest slot, and we have a chat slot. That would be kind of fun to do. As a way to get the community more involved. But, so double downs. We got Pistons for Arrow. Cool. We got... What do we do about the lost games, Tori? I don't know. We'll figure it out after the stream. Raptors for Zach on his double down. Eric is doubling down on the Spurs. We got Jackson doubling down on the 76ers. We got Trevin doubling down on the Magic. So Jackson is Sixers. Trevin is Magic. Okay. So let me check my text for Steven doubling down on the Suns. Crushables doubling down on Detroit. So Steven Suns. Crushables is Pistons. 503 is Pelicans. Chat, you guys are doubling down on the Spurs, on the one underdog you picked. Nice. So chat is Spurs. And then we just need Connor. Pistons for Connor. So we got a row. Well, I guess it's a column, not a row. We got a column of Pistons, which is Connor, Arrow, and Crushables. Me and Jackson are going Sixers. Then Eric and Chat are in agreement on the Spurs. And then 503, Zach, Steven, and Trevin are all on their own with the Pelicans, Raptors, Suns, and Magic. Which means you have 7 teams doubled down on. The only team we didn't double down on, we got to double down on the Suns, right? Yeah. The only team we didn't double down on was the Jazz. Jazz are the only team without a double down. We'll have to figure out what to do with Chase. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace Chase because that's 2 out of 3 days. So anyway, thank you for participating in Picks Against the Spread. Let me get my full face cam here. Is this one it? Nope, that one wasn't it. I'm just gonna have to adjust this one, which is fine. All right. So I said the last night on the post-game show, we will take questions. Like, this is just going to be a chilled, laid-back, like, Q&A thing. Easiest to do without Eric. I'll talk about whatever you guys want me to talk about. It's that simple. We got stream tomorrow, post-game, or a pre-game video tomorrow. I'll talk a little bit about the in-season tournament. If anybody's confused about the in-season tournament, I'm happy to answer any questions about that. But the Blazers go up against the Grizzlies, who are the last team to not get a win this year. Who are you going to replace Chase for? Eric had an idea that I like, which is just having a guest, picking out somebody from chat each stream to make the picks and just titling it guest, right? So there's chat where chat collectively votes, but then we could have, pick out somebody specific from chat to make picks for the guest slot, if that makes sense, and see if, our guests can outdo chat. I don't know. Could be fun. Could be fun. And it would give a chance to like highlight one of you guys, because this is a community. So I like that idea. That's probably what we're going to do. So I am happy with that. Umar, you will definitely be able to. I don't know how we'll do it. Maybe we'll just use a bot to like randomly select somebody who's commented, and then if they've been it recently, maybe we just re-roll. I need to add YouTube bots anyway to like plug certain things in chat on this channel and on the main channel, but yeah, that's probably the plan. So anything to make you guys more included, man, because you guys know I value the community aspect of this channel. Like, it's something that I've prioritized in building. So shout out to all of you that like participate in the community, participate in the Discord too. Game threads are going on, so if you want to join our Discord, hang out with a bunch of cool Blazer fans, because we got a pretty cool community. There's a link in the description. My question is targeted towards a multiple-year perspective on the guard rotation, asks Arrow, not Arrowmancer, AER0. What's up, man? You need to see how Sharpe looks next to Scoot when he's playing better, and Ant, and just see how good that trio is. Sharpe has defended small forwards pretty well this year. I've been pleasantly impressed with his defense. So I don't think it's something where Sharpe can't play small forward. He's not Norman Powell. He's not CJ McCollum. He's not Anthony Simons. He's not Damian Lillard. He's not Scoot Henderson. He is bigger than all those guys. He has a longer wingspan than all those guys. And he plays bigger because he can get off the floor so freaking quick. He can block shots. So I want to see Sharpe, Simons, Scoot. Like, some people don't like Scoot plus Simons because it's an undersized backcourt, but the biggest problem with our backcourts in the past, where they just got beat off the dribble, was the biggest issue. Sometimes you'd have Klay Thompson shooting over guys, but like, how often are you going to block a Klay Thompson jump shot, even if you're a little taller, right? So I don't think it's as much like it being undersized. I think it's guys not keeping players in front of them. And like, Anthony Simons is, I think, a little bit of an underrated defender, and I think he has another gear defensively that he can reach another level. And I think he might have been ready to reach it this season. Game 1, I thought he had some really impressive defensive possessions on Kawhi Leonard, who's one of the biggest, strongest, most skilled small forwards in the league. So I think like Scoot and Simons as a backcourt can be solid defensively. I think Sharpe can be a really good defender. I think that trio can maybe be a little bit above average defensively, and then you just need 2 lockdown guys in the front court, and then off the bench you need another lockdown guy or 2, so that you can maybe, whichever one of the trio isn't playing well, if you need extra defense, maybe you end the game with extra defense. You just have different combinations to answer certain problems that might arise in the game defensively. I think that makes sense. So that's my whole thing, is once Simons gets healthy, you take Thibault out of the starting lineup. They're barely playing him anyway. You take Thibault out of the starting lineup. Oh, Carter, you have a dono. I didn't even see it, bro. Sorry, bro. Yeah, shout out Carter Dick, $2 donation. What's up, man? It's good to see you, bro. Says, why has Dame been struggling so bad? Yeah, sorry, I was in the middle of picks against the spread and doing a bunch with that, so that's why I missed it. But appreciate the donation, Carter, as always. He shot 9 shot attempts last game, which is like his lowest since 2018. Like, he wasn't utilized. I don't know what they're doing. I didn't see the game, so I can't really tell. But when he only has 9 shots, it's like, I just assume they're just playing him off the ball as like a shooter role too much. You gotta let him run things. You gotta let him play to his strengths, which is a shot creator. So I think Adrian Griffin is still figuring out how to use him. It was funny because the whole argument with him and Terry Stotts, and then Terry Stotts quitting, I wonder how much tension there was between like Adrian Griffin maybe not utilizing Dame enough in the offense, and that was obvious in practices, and how like Stotts knew he should, because Stotts made a living off of utilizing the hell out of Damian Lillard. I wonder if there was some clashing there. So we'll see, but I need to see it on a larger sample. I think if anything, it's just usage. If he goes like 4 for 9, I think he did last night, like, that's not crazy efficient, but I mean, That's not terrible. Like, that's just a quiet game for him because he's barely shooting the ball. Like, he should be shooting 15 to 20 times a game, and not 9. Not 9. Max, that'd be funny. I text him. So I text all the new people. I send them a reminder and say, like, get your picks in by 3:30. Because I don't trust them to show up in chat. I know, like, Steven works at 7:50 the game, and then 5:03 is a very busy man, and Crushables has been in here, so Crushables, like, I'll just say, like, he can make his picks in the stream if he wants to. But I know he has kids that he has to run around after, or one kid. Is it 2 kids or 1 kid? I don't remember how many kids Crushables had, but yeah, so texted him a reminder. Don't know what happened to him, but they should have their podcast out soon. Like, apparently, so 5:03 and Chase's laptop shut off or something last time they tried to record, and that's why there was like they didn't get their episode out on Tuesday, and yeah, it's a struggle. Shout to Joey, who asked real quick, Tori, off the subject of basketball, what do you think about getting Chase Young on our Niners? I mean, I'm cool with it. Anything to make this team better because they've been playing like ass lately. They've been playing awful. So the pass rush is non-existent. Bosa got paid and seems content now and isn't playing with that dog. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He has not been Nick Bosa. So you need another guy to get after the quarterback. So I'm cool with it. But I'm kind of like a little casual when it comes to football, where it's like, ooh, we got a big name, let's go, where in basketball, I'm a lot more nuanced with my takes. I know basketball a lot better than football. I know football, but, 17 kids, says Aeromancer. Yeah, no, I don't think it's quite that many. Unless there's just like 16 we haven't heard about. But yeah, as far as the guard rotation going forward, you got to see what Sharpe, Simons, and Scoot gives you as a trio against starting lineups, and just see if they can defend. It's not like Thybulle's playing great defense anyway. Like, I don't think Thybulle has been a better defender at the small forward spot than Sharpe has been this year. So I'm not against that. People just want traditional lineups, and I get it, but against some bigger teams, they'd struggle, but you can always sub a guy out early in the game and sub in a Tumani Kamara at the 3, and stagger guys. Like, it's not... I feel like people just look at the starting lineup like that is what the team is, and it's like, no, you can move guys around. You can have token starters that get subbed out early and only play 15 minutes. That's kind of what Thybulle is right now. So... You can mix and match lineups to answer certain problems. I just want to see you don't put Sharpe back on the bench. When he got more responsibility last year, he developed extremely quickly, and then this year we started game 1 bringing him off the bench, which I thought was stupid, and then Simons gets hurt, so then Sharpe starts starting, and he's averaged 20 a game this year. He's the leading scorer from the 2022 draft class right now, and he's playing defense, and he's passing the ball. 3 assists isn't like huge, but I mean, he's developed in terms of making reads, making the pass, so you don't bring him off the bench. You don't send him back to the bench. You can't bench Simons. Like, Simons is, arguably the best player on the team, and you don't bench Scoot. Like, I thought Scoot was starting to find his confidence in a little bit of a rhythm, and you just you keep him in the same role and let him work through his issues. Let him find confidence. Let him learn the NBA game. Let him play against the best of the best. If Scoot struggles early, you can always sub him out, 2 minutes, 3 minutes into a game. And then maybe you sub him back in with the bench. But yeah, I want those 3 starting, for sure. No doubt about it. It's what I wanted to start the season, and now I want it even more. As far as Scoot's injury update, I haven't heard anything at all. Chat, if you've heard something, you can put it in chat. Basically, Chauncey just said he's really sore. So, I don't know if he plays tomorrow. I assume they'll be cautious, especially against a bad Memphis team right now. That Memphis team is not good. So, I kind of expect Brogdon to start tomorrow, but I have no idea what's going to happen. Scoot might be good to go. It's an ankle. Just lace up the shoes tight, wear a brace, and he might be fine, but yeah, if he tweaked it. Sounds like he didn't sprain it like like when I sprained mine a couple months ago where I legitimately couldn't walk on it for a week. That was bad. Also, did any of you watch the Paul Reed show that we put out? The Paul Reed RB thing on Hog Media Sports. I'm looking for feedback. I want to know what you guys think of it. What you guys thought of it. It could be the production, the show, whatever you want. But if anybody watched it, let me know in chat. And definitely give me your feedback. If you want to watch it, there's a link in the description to Hog Media Sports, which is a media network I'm helping run with a friend of mine called Hogwatch. His name is Borna. He comes in here and constantly trolls. It makes chat hate him. But yeah, he's brought me BetUS as a sponsor. He's brought me Manta. He has there's another sponsor that like he helped bring. So basically in this network, he brings in the sponsorships and I help all these creators with like the graphics behind the sponsorships, in their like stream setups, and it's actually really cool concept. Really cool business because we're both creators. And basically these creators can join us and get sponsorships as well as like my help on the production of things. So, and then we're putting together athlete shows. So it's cool. It's dope. It's kind of what I dreamed of. You know, I talked about this type of stuff like 3-4 years ago about how I wanted to do something like this. And now I am. So that's cool. Aeromancer says I've timed him out like 3 times. Yeah, that's yeah, that's funny. What's up, Brady? What's good, man? Sprained left ankle, nothing serious. Favorite sport to watch outside of the NBA is probably the NFL. Yeah, definitely the NFL. College basketball, too. Brady, I'm ready. I'm ready to go, bro. After the stream, we'll see how long the update time is, but I'm ready. Do you think Brogdon signing with Clutch means the Lakers might have interest, or are people overthinking that? People always overthink that. Clutch has a ton of clients. Not like their whole client portfolio is bigger than the amount of roster spots the Lakers have. So at this point, it's like people aren't signing with Clutch because of LeBron or because of the Lakers. They're just signing with Clutch because they're one of the main players in the game right now, the main agencies in the game, like one of the biggest agencies. So, but I mean, if the Lakers are sitting here offering D'Angelo Russell and a pick, I'd take it for Brogdon, and then you flip Russell. You know, you go from Dame to Drew to Brogdon to Russell to who knows. Scotty Barnes is going nuts, says Umar. Scotty Barnes has been great this year. I doubled down on the Sixers, and it's a tied game. Scotty has 12 points, 2 for 2 from 3. Yeah, this is his breakout season. This is absolutely his breakout season. He's shooting 43% from 3 so far. That shouldn't have been as sour on him as like a return for Dame, but they were never going to trade him. And right now, it looks like a pretty good decision. He's averaging 21 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. So he did not really improve much from his rookie year to his sophomore year, but he's taken a leap now. Do we start all 3 when Ant gets back? You think Sharpe can play the 3? Yeah, so like I saw you hop in here and chat like 2 minutes before that. I just got done talking about it, Brady. I think that's what I want to see. I mean, if it doesn't work, you'll see it, and you can make a change in the offseason is kind of how I approach it, but you got to figure out if it works or not. Why is Austin Reeves not playing well? I'm not sure. Guys that play in like the Olympics or FIBA, sometimes I just think they wear themselves out and they're just worn out to start the season and they struggle because of it. Brady, you're good. I saw you join like right after I stopped talking about it, so just timing, unlucky timing. But yeah, I want to start all 3 of those. Sharpe, I love, man. I went into it on the post-game show last night. It was such a fun post-game show to do. It was Yeah, like the type of post-game show where I was like, are we going to be so bad to start the season that we never have like a fun post-game show? Because it's like, oh, yay, we won, but we're 12 games under 500 at 3-15, you know? I didn't know if we were going to get a post-game show like we had last night this year because of, you know, the rebuilding and the struggle. So I just didn't take it for granted, man. Like, I enjoyed last night's stream. It was fun. And being able to talk about a guy like Sharpe is fun because that dude is just phenomenal right now. Why would we want Anunoby? I don't know. I'm not high on Anunoby, so I never said they should pursue OG. If you had to bet on one of our guys being our franchise guy, would it be Ant, Scoot, or Sharpe? Right now, it feels like Sharpe. But of course, if Scoot was dominating, it'd feel like Scoot, and if Ant didn't get hurt, maybe it'd feel like Ant, you know? Maybe all three are the franchise guy, you know? That's the dream, is all three are star caliber players. Probably need one of them to be a superstar. I think Sharpe has the highest ceiling. Yeah, Brady, 100% agree. Yeah, trajectory is great. Like, trajectory is great. E-Ray says, tomorrow's game is a tournament game? Yes, so you'll see the new Blazers court. You'll see the new Blazers court. Has anybody not seen the Blazers court for tomorrow? I'll put it up on the stream if I have it saved. I think I saved it. But I have a million things saved, and I save them all to my downloads, so it's a mess. Oh, yeah, here you go. So this is the court we're rocking with tomorrow. I'm going to do a chat poll. Let me like make it fit the stream. There we go. So, if we were doing this court all season, I'd hate it. But it's only for 2 home games, you know? It's only for 2 home games. So grade the court. Like, if this was for every game, I'd grade it maybe an F, or a D or an F. It's just too much to have it for every game. But for a couple of games, I grade it favorably, is what I'll say. So take that context into account. There's your chat poll. What would you grade this court? It's going to be interesting to see this court and the courts tomorrow. Like, the reason the NBA did this is they want people intrigued by, like, wow, what are the courts going to look like? We've never seen an NBA court like this, you know? And it's, you know, like, you'll watching back highlights, you'll know what an in-season tournament game was because it'll be played on a court like this. I'd like that they did something unique with the court for it. It would look 100% better if the sides weren't red. Yeah, I wish the apron, like, around the baseline and sideline was black, but I think they went with the same color for around the out of bounds and the center, other than that stripe. I think they went with the same color for every court, so it's just like a part of the template that they went with. Anyway, what's up, Evan? It's good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing good, man. Are all the games televised? Nationally, no. Root Sports, yes. Good old Root Sports. You can definitely catch them on Root Sports. And you can catch them with Fubo, which doesn't provide 1080. They say HD is 720. Somebody tell Fubo it's 2023. Hey, Tori, hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, man. I've had a good past 24 hours. Things have been good. This is a good day. Hope you're doing well as well. Mind Over Matter says, was looking at the Philly Raptors game and thought if the entire floor was red, I'm changing my grade from a B to an F. I wonder if it's going to be weird for the players. I hope they ask the players, like, what was it like playing on this court tomorrow night? Bucks, Knicks, and Mavs, Nuggets are in ESPN tomorrow. That's 2 good games. You get to see Dame on national TV. Do we use Grant Thibault and or Brogdon to trade? Let me take the court off the screen, by the way. I forgot it was up here. Do we use Grant, Thibault, and or Brogdon to trade for more young assets and draft capital? If Grant's gone, who would you pick to replace his spots? If Grant is gone, I'd take Tamani. The Blazers are statistically a much better team through only 5 games, but they're a much better team with Tamani on the floor, even on offense, and that's with Tamani not shooting the ball well. Imagine if Tamani starts hitting shots. Hey, Tori, you like the new jerseys? I think the Blazers version of the jersey compared to the rest is good. I think it's, okay. I think it's okay. I'm not, too fond of it. I think they've had better city jerseys. But compared to a lot of the other crap they put out, I think it's pretty good. The bar was set very, very low with some of the jerseys that we saw. I don't understand it, so. Group play tomorrow. Yeah, so in-season tournament, on the preview video for tomorrow's game, I will go into how the in-season tournament works for anybody that needs a refresher or doesn't know, because it can be a little confusing. So I'll do that. And it'll be nice to do a pre-game video for pre-game videos for Eastern Conference games when we're on the East Coast road trip is tough because the games start at 4, and once the game starts, nobody's watching a pre-game video, So it doesn't have as much time for people after they get off work, that sort of thing. So I've noticed in my little bit of time doing them, East Coast games are tough, man, are tough. That block and then one layup was so nice last night. Yeah, and then right after that had a great box out too. He just does the little things. It plays great defense, dude. He might be other than Wemby, he might be the best defensive rookie right now. You could also make a case for Asar. But I think it's Wemby, Asar, Tumani. You could always do them the night before the game. Yeah, if the other team's not playing on a back-to-back, and if I have time to do them the night before the game, that was part of my plan. Is some days I would release them the day before. Today I'm gonna go to the gym. I haven't shot around in over a week, so I want to shoot some hoops, kind of get my mind off everything. That's my escape from it all, I love the revamped Suns court. Yeah, I was in a call with a couple of friends, and one of them hated the Suns court. I think it was Connor. One of them hated the Suns court, and I like the Suns court, and the in-season tournament version, and I think Brady was in that call too. I think Brady liked it as well. He locked up Cave for a couple possessions late in the fourth. Love Tamani. Yeah, I mean, we've needed that big, versatile defender that can guard multiple positions since we lost Aminu and Harkless, and that's what he is. That's the type of defensive player we've needed for quite a while. I wish we had Tamani a couple years ago, man, because he could have really, really helped the team, in my opinion. Just look at, we were playing Justice Winslow at this time last year, and oh my goodness, Justice Winslow's a good role player. He's not. He's not. We're just so desperate for anything off the bench. Tamani would have looked great last year for us. The question is, would Chauncey have played him? I don't know. When are you and Steven doing your rematch? Not sure. I don't think Steven's been getting in the gym, He said he's, motivated now, but he said I motivated him, but I don't know if he's getting in the gym like that, so I don't know if it's going to be much different. I'm a little bit more out of shape, and my ankle isn't 100%, even though I sprained it 2 months ago. But he probably needs me to be a little bit hobbled right now because I don't think he's been getting in the gym. I'm going to play Romp hopefully sometime in the next year because Romp played college ball, so he wants to play me. Need to get him and Gabe to fly up here. We got a B vote on the court from chat. 23% vote A. 44% B, 25% C, 7% say D or F. That's a little bit more positive than I was expecting. When are you going to do another watch party stream? Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're doing a watch party stream for the in-season tournament game. I don't know who's going to be on it. Maybe I'll drag Steven onto it. If not, I think Eric can make it for that game. So tomorrow we're doing a watch party stream. Gray Hughes says 40 plus wins. Boom. Love this type of hustle basketball. We are on pace for less than that, Gray. Also, where were you after we lost, man? Where were you when we were 0-3, bro? I saw you in the chat to start last game, man. I was like, oh, he's here after a win. I missed you during the loss. Is this really the court? I would get lost on it. Well, just look towards the rim. I don't think they'll get lost. College has some crazy courts. I mean, look at Oregon's court. Oregon's court's crazy. I don't really like Oregon's court, to be honest. You think we win the next two games 1-1 or 0-2 against Memphis? I think what's most likely is 1-1 and we end up being 3-4, but I'm hopeful that we can win the next two games. I know I went into this year like, oh, I'm just hoping for the best development, right? Like, I care about that more than winning. Still, though, like, start of the year, I want this team to win games. Like, the reason why they won yesterday is because Sharpe is developing into a star, right? So, and you got a guy like Tamani giving you good minutes. So I want to win games. If we suck, if we truly do suck, we'll have half a year to talk about a tank, you know? At the start of the year, I want to see how good this team could be. I'm going to root for this team to be as good as possible. I want this team to, to play well. So hopefully, like, I'm sitting here like, man, if we could be 4-3, we're about 500, 7 games in. After the first 3 games, that would have been after game 3, it was like this team looked so awful, and I went through some of the metrics, and they were like awful in every area over the first 3 games, like statistically. So it became a situation of, man, if this is what they are, when are they going to win? Like, on the road against Toronto? Like, if they're playing like this, can't win at home against Orlando, like, don't have Ant. When are they going to win? Now it's like, man, hopefully they can win 4 straight. We won 2 in a row. Halfway there. Joey says Oregon's court is dope in person, but I'm also a huge Oregon fan. Yeah, I assume it looks better in person than it does on TV. It just looks weird on TV. Can't find a lot update. Anyone know what's up on Scoot? So, I mean, he's sore is the report. I think it's going to be like a game-to-game basis. I don't know if he plays tomorrow. If I had to guess, I would say he doesn't play tomorrow, but I don't think he's going to be out too long at the same time. Of course, knock on wood. I said that about Gary. Actually, no, I'm not going to say his name. I said that about GP 2 weeks for like 10 weeks. So, who knows? Is there a possibility we get SGA? Unfortunately not. He is basically untouchable. And OKC is just going to put guys around him. They have like 20 first-round picks that they can trade to put stars around him. That's what they're going to do. They're going up. They're not going to trade him away and go down. They're going to be on the up for the next decade. So Uzi says, I've played on Oregon's court. It's not even really noticeable when playing. Yeah, I don't think it will distract the players too much. You just need to know where the three-point line is, really, in the out-of-bounds lines. That's it. Everything else, you can just base where you're at based on the rim. How you feel about the tournament court? I think it's solid. It's fun for a couple games. If it was for every game, it'd be too much. But for a couple games, I'm absolutely cool with it. Curious to see what it looks like on TV. Should we try to go for the lottery if Scoot and Sharpe plays up to expectations or let them compete? I mean, just see where this team is at and evaluate it, like, closer to the end of the season. Like, if this team is in the hunt for a play-in spot, like, I think they'll go for it, and I think they should. I don't think the top of this draft is all that great. The one guy I really want is Alex Sarr. I think he's going to be great. He's the number 1 prospect on my board right now. So that's the guy I want, but he's not Wemby as a prospect. He's not even Scoot as a prospect. Gray says, hey, wait, you guys were rooting for a tank season, I thought. Gray, I've said it a million times what I wanted out of this season, so if you can't figure it out, bro, then that's on you. Like, come on, bro. I've said it a million times. I'm rooting for these players to develop. If they develop into a playoff team, great. How many times have I said that? You've been in here multiple times. That's the problem, is you legitimately, like, do not listen, my guy. I legitimately have said that like 100 times. Like, it's frustrating, bro. How tall is Sar? He's listed at 7'1", but he's probably closer to 7 feet. He's tall, though, man, and he can move. That's why I like him. He's a tall big that can move, play the 4 or the 5, shoot a little bit. Arrowmancer says a lot of people here with Arrow in their name. Yeah, we got Arrowhead, Arrowmancer, and Arrow with the 0. Well, actually, Arrowmancer also has a 0. LOL, okay. Yeah, just don't tell me, wait, I thought you were rooting for a tanking season when I've been on the record multiple times saying what I'm rooting for, and it's not that. Like, that's you know. You know I'm not rooting for a tanking season. Who have I made a tanking motto for? None of these players. The top of this draft is not that great. Like, I'm not enamored. I watch Matas Buzelis, and it's like he's a guy that has some chance of going number 1. And it's like, physically, he's going to be a number 1 pick in the NBA? Really? Like, him and Ron Holland, I like Ron Holland as a prospect, but for a number 1 overall prospect, he's not that good, and it doesn't make sense for the team, really. So, sorry for Sar. Good one, Arrowmancer. Absolutely. Yeah, we've taken 2 years in a row. I want this team to win. I want this team to win right now. Like, I don't know. I want this team to develop. Like, this team is only going to win games later on in the season if their young players develop. So rooting for development, in a way, is rooting to win as many games as possible. Torrey could go number 1 in this draft. If I had my career player, maybe, but I don't play 2K. Joey says, I know it's early, but is this upcoming draft as weak as I've heard people say this? I mean, there will be players that rise. Like, Brandon Miller wasn't really on radars at this point last year, and he's looked good to start his career. So, like, sometimes drafts look bad, and then after, as we get closer to the draft, it actually looks better. It's just, at the top, there is just not a clear-cut top prospect. There's not, like, an elite prospect in this class. Like, Scoot would go number 1 in this draft. We already have the number 1 pick in this draft, if you want to view it that way. Because it would have been Scoot. Like, no doubts about it. But this is where, like, we'll talk about prospects all year. We'll talk about the G League Ignite. We'll talk about the remix. We will focus heavily on prospects all year long, even more than before, where we kind of didn't focus a ton on them until the Blazers started tanking. Like, we'll have an eye towards the draft all season long, especially with the Blazers having a later first round pick as well. Like, this is the year to watch some college ball. This is the year to go to a remix game when they play the Ignite in January. Like, I plan on being at those games, so you can come say what's up if you're there. Can we get Dyson Daniels? I don't really know what his status is with the Pelicans, but I don't think they'd want to sell low on him at this point. Jonathan says, am I crazy for wanting Bronny with the Warriors pick, assuming it ends up in his range? If they decide to trade Ant at some point, Bronny could be a fun backup to Scoot. I feel like if Bronny wasn't LeBron's son, I feel like we wouldn't even know who he is, Does that make sense? Like, he'd be a fun guy to have because it's LeBron's son, and then maybe LeBron comes to Portland. Like, that'd be cool, right? But, yeah, imagine we draft Bronny, LeBron comes, and, like, Dame's sitting in Milwaukee, and we're better than Milwaukee because we have LeBron, and Sharpe's a star, and Scoot's just panning out, It seems like he projects as someone like Kaysen did this year if he pans out, right? Actually, that is a pretty good comparison for him. I just think he has to prove it at the college level. Like Kaysen proved it at the college level. Like he locked up at the college level. he was solid offensively. Like we gotta see Bronny do that at USC. Braun is 38. That's wild. Yeah, he's almost 39. So if that's what you think he can be, then I fully understand. Like having that sort of defensive guard would be nice to have. Would be nice to have if they trade Ant and Brogdon. But I don't think they're trading Ant, man. I think Ant's here next year. Like I think they're fully sold on Ant. And I think Ant has another gear in him defensively. If Ant can defend and Sharpe can defend threes, there's no reason why they can't be really good together, you know? So I am still all the way on board with Ant right now. Garland and Allen are questionable for tomorrow, says Alex. Well, see if you guys can take care of business. Short a couple guys if they don't play. Ayton has been good too. Yeah, Ayton had his best 2 games the last 2 games. For sure. The thing is Ayton was really thriving next to Scoot. Like, Scoot was setting up Ayton. Scoot was getting hyped. Like, I think Scoot is good for Ayton already. Even with Scoot's struggles, like, he fed Ayton on multiple possessions. Ayton dropped one of the possessions. That would have been a dunk. But I think Scoot's great for DA. That's part of the reason why I would not want to bring Scoot off the bench. Aeromancer says Ayton just sucks at catching passes. Yeah, a lot of Blazer fans were like excited for Ayton being a guy who had better hands than Nurkic. And it's like, I don't know what they were watching because he doesn't. He just straight up doesn't. Suns fans lamented his hands all year last year. Jonathan says, if Ant can defend, I think they all can be good together, but the problem comes when all 3 of them approach their next contracts and suddenly we have to pay big money to 3 different guards. We're not going to be paying Scoot Henderson big money until, what? The 2027 offseason? Like, you know, I'm not worried about money right now. Like, if Scoot pans out where we have to pay him a max, we're probably a contender at that point. If we have to pay big money to all 3 of those guards, we're probably a contender. With all the assets and picks that we have in the team building we can do over those 4 seasons, like, that's not something to worry about right now, you know? Like, figure out if they can play together, go from there. That's like step, 7. If that makes sense, so. Shout out to Echo, who says, Tori, are you in a fantasy league or making one? I'd be interested in joining one. It's just hard for me to get into fantasy basketball, to be honest. So I didn't do one this year. It just feels like more of a chore than anything, unfortunately. So that's why I didn't do one. I know a lot of people asked, so apologies. I should have probably just set up one for you guys, but shout out to Bryce Cook, says at least Ayton gets this heart. So this heart thing, this like emoji thing that I'm clicking right now is in the way of some comments. That's why I'll like stop reading them mid-comment. Although I love the emojis. I love seeing a bunch of just randomly in the middle of a stream. So Bryce says at least Ayton gets mad at himself every time he misses the catch. Yeah. Ayton's attitude has been pretty good the past couple games. Like, I'm not as worried about him as I was after one of his interviews in the preseason. Like, I got to hear, the one where he didn't want to talk about Phoenix? I got to hear, like, the entire audio because not the entire thing went public and they didn't post the interview. And, like, the question he answered before that was bad. Like, I was worried in part because of, like, some of the audio I hear that didn't go public. So somebody, like, asked him about his first preseason game and he was like, I barely played. What do you mean? What do you mean my first game? I barely played. Like, and then later on in the interview, he's like, when he was asked about Phoenix, he's like, I thought we were going to talk about my game last night. Like, bro, you just like got annoyed because they asked you about a game you barely played in, but now you're getting annoyed because you want them to ask you questions about the game you barely played in. Like, it didn't make sense. It was very, very weird. It was just like a 2-minute clip. And that, like, the part of it where he responded to Phoenix was a part of that, but like there was a little bit more before and after where I was just like, I was worried. I was worried. But Aeromancer, why did you delete his comments? Oh, you accidentally deleted his comments. Apologies to Echo, who just got his comments accidentally deleted by Aeromancer. Shame on Aeromancer. Misclick. Uh-huh. Echo, you have one free insult on Aeromancer if you want to use it. We will allow it. And if Aeromancer puts you in timeout for it, I will put him in timeout. What's up, Blazer fan Ebby? Good to see you. I'm watching the Bucks in January. Yeah, I'm trying to go Bucks Blazers. That might be the first game I go to this year. Although part of me just wants to go to the game tomorrow night. If you guys want to go to a game, use Game Time Tickets promo code Uprise. You'll get $20 off, and it might help me land like a longer deal with them. You know, that's had them on a pregame video as a sponsor, and my next sponsorship with them isn't the next video that I need to throw them on isn't until like mid-November. But in the meantime, if you want tickets, Uprise on Game Time Tickets gets you $20 off. Helps me out. And their app is cool looking. You know I appreciate good graphics, good aesthetics. Grace says, crazy we almost beat the Sixers as well on that trip. What do you mean we almost beat the Sixers? We lost by 28 points. What do you mean we almost beat the Sixers, bro? In the first half, we almost did. Yo, please let me know where you hoop at. Need some new runs. You can hit me up privately. I'll tell people privately. I'm not going to tell people on stream like all the places I go to. You know, I don't know how many Reddit lurkers are in here. Grace says, well, it was a good game until garbage time. Yeah, but then it became garbage time because we started getting blown out. Yeah. Like, I had Gabe when I was on with him, like, say the coffee shop I always go to. I was like, Gabe, why? Does Scoot assist more if he brings the ball from the end line, or does he assist better if someone else brings the ball to the front court and then runs the offense? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure that would make a difference either. I mean, you're able to see the whole floor setup if you bring the ball up, whereas if you're coming off the side, I don't know, the reads are a little bit different, so it might make a difference, but Mind Over Matter says, Gabe, just don't be caring sometimes. That's the truth. More than you know, bro. More than you know. Oh, man. Tori does the step back Harden 3 at the park. One of the last rec league games I played, I did do a Harden step back, for real. Did the behind the back into the little, like, shuffle step back. It was on a legitimate player, too. He played at Portland State with Ime Udoka and then played professionally overseas. You know, so he's older now, but he's, like, tall. He's, like, 6'6", 6'7", can move a little bit, strong. Tori, are you a system player or are you a system? Yeah, the Harden quote. If anybody doesn't know, Harden said, they had me on a leash, talking about Philadelphia. I'm not a system player, I'm a system. Well, the problem is, you're with PG and Kawhi now, so no, you are not the entire system, my guy. But me, I'm a system. I'm the system. What the system is, I don't know, but I am it. That's going to be the new, like, built different. Chiefin is about to 350 windmill on some fools. Yeah, I saw him in Gabe's stream. I was like, man, I haven't seen Chief in a while. He's like, I don't like the Blazers anymore. I like the Bucks. But he still was called Chiefin Blazers in his username. I'm like, bro, you got to change your username then. You got to be Chiefin Bucks. Anyway. Pick a one player on the Blazers you think you can beat in a 1v1. I don't think I can beat any of them in a 1v1. But the best chance to beat one of them in a 1v1, Moses Brown, if we're not allowed to shoot within 5 feet, is what I'll say. Garrett, yeah, there wasn't really much of one. There wasn't really much of one. I was expecting one, but basically his ankle is just sore. I think he's day-to-day. So he might play tomorrow, but he might be out a couple games. I think he'll probably be out a game or two, if I had to guess. Duop Reith, no, I couldn't stop Duop Reith. He's good offensively and tall, so I don't think I could stop him, unfortunately. Skylar Mays would cook the entire state of Oregon. You forget Peyton Pritchard is from Oregon, Aeromancer. And Peyton Pritchard would cook Skylar Mays, but you know who he wouldn't cook is the guy that blocked him in high school. God, I'm gonna have, the definitive one used to come around here. He was raging at me on Twitter. One of the things he said was like something about me like hanging on to Peyton Pritchard's coattails or something like that. Like, the stuff about me blocking him, while it is true, it's a joke. He's Peyton Pritchard. He's in the NBA. Like, I am not clueless. He's probably better now that he's in the NBA. Yeah, I think he probably got a little bit better from, like, his sophomore year of high school to 4 years into the NBA. Yeah, probably. What high school did you go to? Columbia River. Daniel Schomburg says, Tori just thinks he should be in the NBA to herp derp Reddit trolls. That's the main reason I do it. Because these people get so mad about it, man. I don't understand. Brady says, I love Pritchard. Yeah, I loved blocking him too. So, we're pretty similar in that regard. I need Reddit to catch that. Please don't. I don't go on Reddit. I'm not gonna ruin my day by going on Reddit and seeing what's said. Reddit is filled with psychos. Absolutely, Gray. That's one thing we can agree on. If Coach had to put Tori in, they'd been all world. Oh, of course you love him because he had game winners against UW. Bro, I don't even care about UW basketball like that. Only football. You can have your basketball game winners. We almost had Oregon and Gonzaga in 2017, though, if you guys could get a rebound in the championship. That would have been hype. What is my finals prediction? Right now, probably Celtics. They look better than Milwaukee. So Celtics and... Oh, man. Celtics and Nuggets. Alex, we're not doing any more of that, bro. We're not doing any more Cavs Warriors, bro. Are you a Husky fan, Tori? I'm a Husky football fan, yeah. But I'm not like loud about it. Except when we beat Oregon, because Oregon fans were, and a couple of Oregon fans in this chat were a little feisty, so I got a little feisty myself. People on Twitter were like, why are you hating on the Ducks? Like, they thought I was just like trying to hate on the Ducks and piss people off. I'm like, no, I'm a Husky fan. I've been hearing the trash talk for weeks. So we're winning this tourney game tomorrow versus the Grizz. I absolutely agree. Let's get it. Let's get to 500, 3-3. That would be awesome. What made you decide to be a Gonzaga basketball fan? So my grandfather watched, like, Adam Morrison, was like a Gonzaga fan. So I started watching college basketball before I started watching NBA, and I started with Gonzaga. So, like, I was a Gonzaga fan before I was a Blazer fan. I didn't really watch NBA before that as like a 9-year-old kid, you know. You're going to get Brady excited, Joey. Brady was the one who was being feisty before the game. So anyway, Sam Dooley, so do you know how many Gonzaga players are in the NBA, and can you name them? Is this like Stump Stroh? Hell yeah, Smog. I agree. Gonzaga players, you got Strother, Olynyk, Zach Collins, Jalen Suggs, Chet Holmgren, Rui Hachimura, Corey Kispert, Domantas Sabonis, Philip Petrusev, Andrew Nemhard, Killian Tilly, I don't think is on a two-way anymore. Drew Timmy's on a two-way. I'm forgetting one. Who am I forgetting? I said Suggs. Dan Dickau was fun to watch too. He's from Vancouver. Oh, Brandon Clark. That was the one I was forgetting. Yeah, Brandon Clark. No, there's like 11. Philip with an F from Gonzaga? Yeah. Yeah, he just got traded twice. Yeah, he's from Gonzaga. And then this year's team, I don't know if we have any NBA players on this year's Gonzaga team. My hopes aren't that high at all. Portland fans got what they wanted. Damon, Timmy are teammates. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you. I enjoy just talking to chat every now and then, you know. You guys make this community fun, so keep being a part of it. Keep doing you. And we'll be live again on tomorrow. I was going to say like on a certain day, and I said on tomorrow because it's tomorrow. It didn't really sound right. We'll be live again tomorrow night. We'll have a watch party and post-game stream is the plan. So lots of streaming for me tomorrow. I'm ready. Let's get it. If you want to watch that Paul Reed show that I helped produce, I edited it all and put it out. Paul Reed with a Philly take with RB, big time Sixers YouTuber. There's a link to the channel. It's Hog Media Sports down in the description box below. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. Do you do watch parties on this channel? No, we do watch parties on the main channel. So if you're not yet subscribed to the main channel, go subscribe to that. I will also plug that in the chat. And also, if you want to get in on any NBA action or any sports, you know, baseball just ended. Rangers won the World Series. That's weird, but football's going on. If you want to get in on any sports betting, use BetUS and use my link. It'll give you a 125% bonus. So if you put $100 down, you'll receive $125 in bonus bets. So I think that's a great promo if you are into that and want to have some fun betting on sports. So shout out to BetUS. Brady said go Zers. Okay, before we head out of here, I hate Zers. It just reminds me of, what's that thing from Toy Story, the evil thing? Zurg? Was that his name? Yeah, Zers is not it, but thank you guys for tuning in. Hog Sports link didn't work for me. Okay, let me try again. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't work. Crap, why isn't it working? Hold on. You're the one person who tried that link, Sam, because nobody else said anything the last few times I've put it. So let me get a new link and then we'll get out of here. Our first show got 9,000 views. That's so hype. That's so hype. We were hoping for 5,000, and we thought we were being a little optimistic with this first episode of Paul Reed. The guest next episode could be huge. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, huge. Like, you got, I won't have to tell you guys to watch the next episode if it's who we're hoping it can be. So definitely go subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 over there. Cool. Link works. Yeah, we got a new link for it. So there we go. And yeah, we're out of here. Wingstop or B-dubs? Depends on the day. I would rather sit down in B-dubs and get their boneless. I get boneless regardless. I don't like eating meat off the bone. It's a little too real to me. But honey barbecue with ranch at Buffalo is pretty good. At Wingstop, their other flavors are much better, in my opinion. That's my Buffalo wing breakdown. Anyway, we're out of here. Catch you tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing how that court looks. We'll have a live watch party. That should be fun. And have a good rest of your Thursday. Appreciate all of you. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.